Thank you, Chairperson. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I suppose the best thing to do would be to begin with who we are. We the Citizens is an independent initiative. It's not a movement, it's not an alternative political party, and it will cease to be at the end of this year. It is funded by the Atlantic Philanthropies. Our chairperson is MacGill, the independent senator and director of the Abbey Theatre. We are guided by the board he chairs, which is made up of people from across the private, public and NGO sectors and who are giving their time to this initiative entirely pro bono. I'm its executive director and operate with 2 full-time colleagues out of an office in Dublin. We the Citizens has the endorsement of the Irish Universities Association, which represents the 7 Irish universities, and we are underpinned by a team of political scientists. Professor David Farrell leads that team and will take up the story in a moment. So what are we doing and why? We the Citizens set out to explore whether our republic could benefit by citizens coming together in new ways of collective public decision-making between elections. We did so because trust in our traditional authority figures was at an all-time low, a fact acknowledged by the political parties themselves, because without that trust, political systems and the people they serve just cannot thrive. We did so too because even the political parties themselves acknowledge that the systems of governance in this country are no longer fit for purpose and need to be reformed. Above all, we wanted to show that a bottom-up approach can support a more productive citizen engagement. Throughout May and June this summer, we were privileged to be able to hear and to take note of the views and ideas of people around Ireland about how they felt about their country and its future. We travelled the country holding citizens' consultation events. We held a citizens' assembly in Dublin, which was representative of a cross-section of Irish society, and we conducted extensive polling. Work is still ongoing on analysing the polling data, the extensive fieldwork for which was done before and after the citizens' assembly. However, initial indications are that engaging Irish people in this form of deliberative decision-making would indeed enhance representative democracy. That bringing Irish people together, giving them objective information, giving them the opportunity to deliberate on certain issues would lead to informed decisions on their part and to, and this is more important really, a greater sense of connection to politics. We want to prove to the Oireachtas that this could be another significant democratic tool here, not a replacement for what we have. Indeed, we briefed the political leaders, including the Taoiseach and the Taoiseach and the technical group, about our plans, and we look forward to bringing the outcomes back to them and to you, Mr. Martin, who we also briefed. We're not saying that this form of deliberative democracy would work for all kinds of decisions, far from it, but it has been shown to work elsewhere in the world, either in deciding particular issues or in feeding very seriously into policy making. We the Citizens is well on the road to showing that it can work here too. Our first steps along that road were to places like Letterkenny up the road, where we had a very energised and very energising meeting, and to places like Kilkenny, Cork, Galway, Blanchardstown, Tallaght and Athlone. There we organised citizens' events with no preset agenda. Indeed, that was a prerequisite of our funders. There were no top-table speeches, just round-table facilitated discussions with every participant having the opportunity to input ideas and views. The dominant themes to emerge from these events were remarkably similar in each place. A sense that power is far too centralised in this country, with an accompanying feeling of disconnect with the decisions that affect daily lives. There were calls for more devolution of power, the establishment of civic platforms for local communities, along with an acknowledgement that, as well as rights, citizenship brought with it a responsibility to get involved in civic life. There were also some very interesting insights into the impact of Irish political culture on the role of TDs. Now, these and other views expressed at the citizens' events fed into the agenda of the Citizens' Assembly, which was the climax of the public programme. While an open invitation had been issued to attend the regional events, there was no randomness about the Citizens' Assembly. The participants for that were selected by an independent polling company, Ipsos MRBI, to reflect that cross-section of Irish society. If such a model of democratic engagement were to be adopted here on a case-by-case basis, it need not cost what it cost us. Most of our funding has gone towards the very extensive polling needed to establish without doubt that this would work in the Irish context. How we prove it works will be explained now by my colleague and academic director of We the Citizens, Professor David Farrell, who has himself been directly involved in other citizens' assemblies around the world. David.